Yeah, I appreciate that, by the way. So how the game started out, man, they hit some passes on us. We wanted to try to see if we can handle those guys, man, and they took advantage of it. You know, some leverage things, some 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 no the formations and the splits that they have. We just messed that up, but we settled down after that. I think Kevin Coyle did a great job mixing the coverages, keeping them off balance. I think we saw 3 different quarterbacks tonight, so did a great job there. Like always on offense, we want to try to establish the run. They stuffed it a little bit in there in the meat of the game, but we started to get it going in the fourth quarter when we needed to. So that was good to see. I thought Mikey did a great job of handling the ball, controlling it, throwing his check downs when he needed to because they were dropping 8 and stuff, trying to see if we'll force the ball. I think he did a really good job, and then the players made plays. Our receivers made plays, and we did what we had to do. We got some first downs on third down, and it was a pretty good game.
Red waves in full effect tonight. What did you think about the crowd effect?
Yeah, it was Black Wave tonight, and I thought it was awesome. I thought it was great. We felt the energy. It got our sideline going like the guys that aren't in the game. They got going, so it was a ton of energy. It was very electric. Once we got the lead, we didn't look back. We started to get going. We felt the red wave, which was the Black Wave tonight, and it was awesome to see and feel. It was great.
I can feel you're breathing hard in excitement. Speaking of energy, so obviously you being a defensive-minded coach, what was it like to see 4 interceptions from the secondary proving why the Bulldog D is #1 in the conference?
You know, I love turnovers when we're on defense. You know, that's what we want. I always say recall defense. Everybody says get the ball back. That's our #1 thing. So, and that's how we leave the field. We go out to the field at the beginning of the game. That's how we leave the locker room at the beginning of the second half. So we always want to get the ball back. Like I said earlier, I thought Kevin Coyle did a great job of mixing up the coverages and keeping them off balance. They threw us some. They weren't on the same page, receiver, quarterback. So we took advantage of that and made some plays. It was awesome.
And this game had a lot of implications. Obviously, moving to the Pac-12, this could be your guys' last game against them as conference rivals and stuff like that. But getting the Valley Trophy win, stuff like that, what kind of statement does this make, knowing that you guys are moving further ahead in conference play, trying to prove that you deserve to play for a championship?
You know, we're just focused on being 1-0 each week. That's all we're worried about right now. We're in this season right now, and we have to continue to finish it. So we wanted to be 1-0 this week. We accomplished that. Next week we need to be 1-0 again. We're in a 1-0 mindset. It is conference playoffs in our mind, but we know we need to be 1-0 in order to stay in that conversation, so that's the focus.
Coach, it seemed like the sideline was more juiced than usual, and maybe more juiced than we've seen all year. Was that a point of emphasis? Was there something going on this week that led to that?
Like I said Monday in the press conference, the sideline energy was going to be crucial. I thought we picked it up last week on the road against Nevada, and then it carried over. I thought it would increase. So we're going to try to see if we can increase it again next week. But you could definitely feel it, especially when you're at home and the crowd gets into it and stuff. You could feel that. And I think execution fuels emotion. So as we kept executing, the crowd got into it, the sideline got into it, and it got better and better and better. We're going to continue to keep building on that.
Coach, how do you assess Mikey's performance and his maturity as the weeks have gone on?
He's a veteran guy. I mean, like I always say, whenever something bad happens or negative, he can tell you exactly what's happening. And that's what you always want in your quarterback. When they don't know what happened, that's when you have problems and issues. So he always knew what he needed to do, how to correct things, how to settle down. I thought he did a great job tonight of when they dropped 8 guys in coverage, he just checked it down to the backs and things like that. I thought that was phenomenal. Hit the tight ends a couple of times. He did a great job with that. But he's a veteran guy, so he did a great job.
Big day for Jalen Moss and Magdalena. What does it mean to be able to see kind of the run game work here and also through the air?
That's what we want to do, right? You want to be able to throw it and run it. And we have some playmakers. You know, you get the ball in those receivers' hands, they can do some things with it. They can run and get behind guys. When they're playing off coverage, we can just throw it out there in the hitches and the outs, and they can make things happen there too. So we definitely want to be able to run and throw it, and you saw that tonight.
Skip, speaking of energy, Alzillian Hamilton, I mean, he was on fire tonight. Was that the best you've seen out of Alzillian all season long?
All I can tell you about him is the challenge today was who's going to be the best number 3. Okay, they have a good number 3. We have a good number 3. I thought he stepped up to that challenge. We talked about that all week. He was ready to go, and he played a very good game. We'll watch film to see if it was the best performance ever and all that stuff. But I know he stepped up and made some plays. It was awesome.
I remember the victories you had as an assistant going against San Jose State. But how does this feel being the head coach?
And as a player, don't forget that too. But every time you win, it feels good. Every time we get that trophy, it feels good. Biggest rivals, so you have to be ready to go. You know, that San Joaquin Valley versus Silicon Valley, all that stuff's up there, winning the trophy, it's all good. This was the 87th meeting between us, so we wanted to continue that. For the trophy, it was 5-5, so now it's 6-5, so it feels good to be up there. We need to try to work to keep keeping that trophy.
Coach, just a lot of measurements coming into this game indicated you guys are pretty even. How do you explain how this game got so lopsided? Was this a good matchup for you guys, or just a good day?
Yeah, I mean, all the numbers or whatever. When you kick the ball off, the numbers go out. Got a question. Us wearing black jerseys, all that stuff goes out the question. You need to play. Like I always say, every single game has its own life and history. So today we made plays. We were able to confuse them. We were able to get some explosive plays on offense, and it all worked out well for us. We just need to be 1-0 for 4 quarters. It's not baseball. I know we got the World Series going, but this ain't a series. You just need to be the best team today.
Coach Skip, how do you parlay this win into another win against Hawaii and then winning the rest of your games and making sure that this isn't just, the peak of your season?
Definitely. We're trying to be 1-0 each week. Each week is just be 1-0. We'll carry momentum. When you talk streaks and stuff, they always start at 1, now we're on 2. But we just want to be 1-0. Let all the rest of that take care of itself. We need to practice well, and then we need to play well. That combo, if you can get that combo to go together, you're going to be successful.
A win's a win, like you say. Last week was a close win. This week was a blowout win. But does having a blowout just give this team a little extra motivation and juice going into the rest of conference play?
It's kind of crazy. I never felt like we were blowing them out. I really didn't. I felt like, man, we went for 2 down there late in the fourth quarter there because I just never felt like it was just a blowout, and they're explosive offense. So I haven't really processed that part of it. I'm just playing series in my mind and things like that. I knew we were getting big turnovers and stuff, but I know this. We won the game. We were up for most of the game, and that's a good feeling. You can do things a little differently. You can feel a little bit more comfortable. So I do know that part of it, but it felt good to get the win.
Any more questions for Coach? All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, thank y'all.
Right? Shoot. All right, what we got?
All right, Coach. Thank you, Danny. I'll start with what I asked Coach Skip, right? Winning this emphatically, what does it do for the confidence of this team moving forward?
Yeah, every single week it's the same message, to go 1-0. Like Coach Skip said, we're in the conference playoffs right now, so going 1-0 is the goal every single week. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are. But we knew that going into this one, we were going to have a lot of energy. That was a given. You could feel it around campus this entire week. We did an excellent job promoting our homecoming. The blackout was phenomenal. It was awesome. These unis were sick. I mean, something like that just gets everyone going automatically. So we knew that at that point we just had to come out and execute and do our job. And that's the same message that goes into every single week. But the message going into the rest of the season is just going 1-0 every single week.
And what kind of journey have you been on emotionally? Ups and downs, right? Good games and bad. How have you navigated through that?
Yeah, I feel like that's the name of my position, though. I got to be able to take all the praise, and I got to be able to take all the hate as well. So there's a lot of praise and there's a lot of glory, and there's also a lot of down in this situation. But as long as you stay cool, calm, and collected, and you're here as everything's going up and down, that's the game of football. That's the game of life. Nothing's going to be perfect in this life, and I feel like I'm battle-tested. I have a lot of mental toughness to be able to handle adversity and things like that. Obviously disappointing and stuff like that with the turnovers. That's something that I've been working on and trying to get better at consistently. But stuff happens. There's nothing that I can do about it now except continue to move forward, grow as a person, grow as a player, and just trust my ability because I'm confident out there when I step on the field every single time. Thank you.
Following up on that, just how do you block out the noise, when there's a lot going on outside of, your team? How difficult is that?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just the conversations with people inside this building. That's really all that I care about, and everyone's been extremely supportive, knows the type of person that I am, knows the type of leader that I am, and type of player that I am as well. So nobody on this team has lost confidence. I'm forever indebted to them because I appreciate every single one of these guys in this building that has not lost confidence in me. And I understand all the stuff being said and things like that, but it's just outside noise in all honesty. So we got to worry about us and focus on what we're doing inside this locker room to be able to get wins, and ultimately that's what we did tonight. So I'm proud of our guys, and I'm proud of myself as well.
Mikey, how much did you have last year on your mind heading into this game, especially considering the fact that when looking back at last year, unfortunately you couldn't finish out the game, and then you saw who got the Valley Trophy. How much was that on your mind?
Yeah, we were reminded of it frequently. Coach Skip reminded us of that in our messages to the team and stuff, and he's a great motivator. And just having that extra external motivation was huge coming into this game. We knew that that was a game that kind of derailed our season last year, and that was very upsetting for those guys that were there last year. So we had bad blood in the water with those guys. I mean, that's a rivalry game, our biggest rivalry. So going into that game and then having the effect that we had, or the outcome that we had last year, just added a little bit more to it. Like I said, the energy for this game was going to be at an all-time high for sure.
Could you almost predict what San Jose State was going to throw on defense, especially considering that you did see them briefly in their coverages last year? Or did they throw anything differently?
Yeah, they throw a little bit of different stuff. They obviously did a little bit of drop 8 in the second half and things of that sort. But our offensive line did a phenomenal job protecting. Gave me all day to go through my progressions. Like Coach Skip said, I had to hit a couple of check downs and things like that. But 5 yards a pop is an efficient play for us on offense and any offense in the country. That's what every single offensive guy is going to say. 5 yards a pop or 4 yards a pop is an efficient play. So just taking what the defense is giving me, not forcing anything, just staying with my game and playing my game.
Mikey, what does a win like this against a conference rival do for the mentality of this team?
Yeah, it's huge. Obviously carrying momentum into next week, but off of a big win like this, we have to take it like a loss, or in 24 hours, we have to flush it, in all honesty. So we've had some losses in the past that we've had to flush, and this is a big win. We're going to have to flush this as well and get ready for next week because got a big opponent coming in here. Going to be a great game, exciting game, and that's how it is the rest of the season. The message, like I said, is going 1-0 every single week. So if we don't do that, then what are we working on or what are we working towards? But that's the mentality going into the rest of the season, and that's what everyone's on the same page with, going 1-0.
How have you been able to see your growth throughout just the last couple weeks and where you've been at?
Yeah, I mean, I've been tested a lot as a player, as a person, but at the same time, I know exactly who I am. These people in this building know who I am, so I'm going to stay confident in that and stay confident in the person that I am off the field, on the field, my work ethic, and I'm just going to put my head down and go back to work. So there's nothing I can do about the past except work toward a better future. So that's what I've been trying to do.
Any more questions for Mikey? Take last one there.
So, Mikey, obviously, not 10 interceptions overall in the year. I know there were some people, questioning, the transition from last year into this year kind of being disappointed. But overall, going into the Battle of the Valley, were you trying to make a statement with this performance?
I was just trying to get a win. That's all I was trying to do. Every single week, that's my mission, to get a win, because ultimately, that's the biggest stat line for the team. It doesn't matter what happens here nor there. But obviously, I don't want to be a contributor to a loss in anything of that nature. So interceptions are something that I'm trying to limit and working on every single day, constantly trying to work on getting coverages and things like that, and getting an edge on the defense that we're going to be playing this week. But ultimately, the biggest stat line for me is getting a win. So just proud of our guys and proud of myself how we got it done today.
Oh, sure.
That was, okay, one more.
Okay. There was a lot of highlights for this game. Moving to you, what highlight on the offensive side of the ball stood out to you? What was the most exciting play for you?
Probably the catch that Jalen Moss had, that first touchdown. That was pretty awesome. That was a great catch in traffic, and then to be able to make those guys miss. He's a phenomenal player. He's one of those guys where you can just put it in his vicinity, and he's going to go up and get it. So he's a heck of a football player.
All right, thanks, Mikey.
Thank you, guys.
Y'all can hear me?
Great game, Cam. Great game. 2 interceptions on the game. How do you feel?
Great. I'm looking for my next one. Looking for the next one.
And then, obviously, going into the week, the Bulldog D is ranked #1 in the Mountain West. What do you think this type of performance shows people, knowing that you guys are the top D in the conference?
Just going out and we go execute our assignments, and we go line up and we go play Bulldog football. Every time we get it, they put that ball down. Honestly, that's all we go show.
You and AZ seem to create some havoc. What is it like playing alongside him?
Man, I mean, AZ, Julian, man, our whole group, man. I mean, all 3 of us caught interceptions today, so I don't even know why I'm sitting up here. I should have 1 and 2 right here, but we compete amongst each other, and then not only that, we competing with people across the country, man. So we just all just competing, and we just go keep competing with each other to make not only make each other better, but and bring some spark through the defense, because honestly, when we make plays, the whole defense thrives.
What did it feel like getting the Hoist the Valley Trophy?
Yeah, it feels great, man. Knowing we can hoist that trophy, and not only that, we don't play them for a good amount of time because the conference realignment, but they go have to pay to get another shot, I guess.
Dave, you have a question for Cam?
I do, actually. Did you meet your grandpa and uncle?
Yeah. My grandpa back there in the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did they say about your game?
Grandpa, what you had to say? Yeah, he said great job.
And, coming into the year, you set a goal, very clear. You want to be Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year. How has that goal been in your mind
I mean, we're into November now, right?
Yeah.
Is that still a goal of yours?
Yeah, it's most definitely still a goal of mine. I just go out and just try to put my best foot forward every time. I mean, just practice, games, even just out in the community. I mean, just trying to put my best foot forward and just try to be that person that everybody can lean on through in this defense, you know. And when things go wrong and we need a play, be that person to make that play, you know.
No more questions for Cam? I have one. Cam, what do you want people to know about this Fresno State defense?
Want to know that we're relentless, ball hawks, and we go hit you in the mouth any chance we get.
What does a win like this do for the mentality of this team moving forward in conference play?
You know, we just not go get complacent with this win. We go into next week playing Hawaii. We go try to hit them in the mouth from play 1 and all the way to play 80.
We know you're a vocal guy. You've got that leadership role. How do you keep this defense energized and juiced throughout the game?
Man, just keep making plays, honestly, you know, just try to lead by example and make all the plays I can make and then have it just seep through to everybody else. Because I know everybody else looking at me just trying to make a play, and they need me to make a play when that play needs to be made.
Any more questions for Cam? Sweet. Thanks, Cam.
Well, go Dogs.
And for those keeping